If you're thinking about moving to the Phoenix area, then you have no doubt come across Gilbert as a potential landing spot. Gilbert is one of the most popular places in the valley to call home, and it's consistently ranked as one of the best places in the US to raise a family thanks to the really low crime rate and the excellent school system. But these days, Gilbert is doing a lot more to appeal to more than just young families. It's a very young city that is always adding new businesses as well as things to do. In today's video, we're going to be going over some of the most popular neighborhoods within Gilbert, show you some really fun places that you can spend your time while living here, and give you the best idea of what you can expect while living in Gilbert, Arizona. So let's get after it. If this is your first time to my channel and you want to know everything that there is to know about living in Phoenix, Arizona and the surrounding suburbs like Gilbert, make sure you go down below, hit the subscribe button, ring that little bell for notifications. That way you will be the first person to know about all the goings on in the Phoenix market. My name is Brian Elder, and I get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you and you and you and you and you who are thinking about making the move to Phoenix. So whether you're moving in 6 days or 60 days, reach out to me. All of my contact information is down below. You can even go down there and schedule a Zoom call with me, and that way I can help you make a smooth move to Phoenix. So for our tour of Gilbert, we are starting out at Epicenter. This is the new urban living village that is being opened up at Agritopia. It's not quite all the way completed. It should be in a few months, but this place has been highly anticipated and a lot of people are going to want to live here. So this is definitely going to be an urban living situation, which is way different than what you find in most of Gilbert. 5 years ago, you never would have found anything like this, but it is really cool. At the bottom level, you're going to have some of the coolest businesses from around the valley. There are breakfast and brunch places, there are great restaurants, there are bars, there are fitness studios, there are boutique shops. Just about anything you could ever want is going to be located at the ground floor. Up above, there are condos and apartments that come in all shapes and sizes, so really they're going to appeal to a lot of broad interests in this community, and it's going to be really cool to live here. All right, so just around the corner from Epicenter is the main part of the community. This is Agritopia, and this is one of the quintessential family neighborhoods that you will find in Gilbert. One of the things I love best about this place is that the original farm that this place sprouted out of is still active and operational in the center of the community. You can even rent a little plot of land. It's usually about 10 feet by 10 feet or so, but still it's your land that you can use to grow veggies, plants, whatever you really want to do. It is super cool and something that is definitely uniquely Gilbert. This community is ultra popular. It has some homes that look like something out of the Midwest. They have front porches, they have basements. It's a very inviting, welcoming place to live, and people absolutely flock to this place when there is an opening. No new homes being built here. This is an established community that's been around for a while, but it's definitely near the top of a lot of people who are relocating to Gilbert. Agritopia is also super walkable, so you have Joe's Farm Grill, one of the most popular restaurants in the East Valley, right in the center of the community. There's a coffee shop and breakfast place in here as well. Barn 1 is super cool. It's got artisan craftsmen, it's got a winery, it's got a brewery, a bakery, all kinds of good stuff in there. And you can also go to the Agritopia Farm store and pick up some fresh produce as well as some other cool items that are produced right here in the community. This place is unique and definitely one of the most popular places for anyone who's looking to call Gilbert home. So another option to give Gilbert residents a walkable and or bikeable experience from their home is this shopping center. This is Verde at Coulee Station, and a lot of people are really excited about this place. There's some really great restaurants that are opening up locations here, including one of the favorite places of any breakfast or brunch lover in the entire valley. That is Hash Kitchen. So if you've never been there, it is a wild dining experience. They have DJs with turntables, and the brunch is just something out of this world. So if you've never tried it, you definitely want to put that place on your list because it is spectacular. And Coulee Station is really a beautiful community. It's being built out by Fulton Homes, which is a local builder here in the valley. So it's kind of nice because you don't run into the national builder conglomerates when you're out here. You're dealing with a local company. So if you ever have an issue with your new build, and a lot of people do, then you end up working with a local company that takes a little bit more care to work with you after the fact than some of these other big builders. So this community is super desirable, and having Verde here at your fingertips is another great benefit of living in this area. Agritopia and Coulee Station are both good examples of master planned communities, and we have a bunch of those out here in Arizona. So if you're not familiar with those, they're typically communities that feature a lot of amenities, things like pools, clubhouses, walking paths, lakes, all that kind of stuff, as well as a nearby commercial core. So one of the original examples of a master plan community right here in Gilbert is this place. We are at Power Ranch. So this is a community that is absolutely fantastic. It was built out kind of in the 90s and 2000s, and that's a benefit because you get larger lots out here. A lot of these new communities, they squeeze you down on these tiny little lots. You don't find that here. The lot sizes are a lot more generous. You also get a little bit wider variety of houses because the builders weren't so cookie cutter back then. This community is really cool because they have a lot of events and things that they do, so you get to know your neighbors, have a lot of fun living in a place like this. My wife and I actually tried to get into Power Ranch. We put 2 different offers in, got outbid by $70,000 and $100,000 at the time. That was when the housing market was absolutely crazy. But we really like it here and we really wanted to live in this neighborhood. We just didn't have the funds to do it at the time. So it's a great place to call home, and Power Ranch continues to be one of the most popular places for people looking to relocate to Gilbert. So just a little bit south of Power Ranch, you're gonna find the community of Seville. And if you are a golfer or looking for the country club experience, this is gonna be an ideal fit for you. So obviously they have the private golf club that's a part of this community. There's a humongous community center that's complete with a restaurant, and they do a lot of the events up there. There's a fitness center. There are tennis and pickleball courts, a pool that has water slides, all kinds of amenities come with this place. It is really quite something. You don't have to be a member to live here. You can buy the social membership all the way up to the full golf membership that lets you and all your family members participate in all the events and use all the facilities, but that's not required. And as far as homes here, there's pretty good variety. You're gonna find some single level, smaller homes all the way up to these 2-story $1 million plus estates. So it's a really diverse neighborhood. You're gonna find a lot of different kinds of houses, a lot of different kind of people live here. Not necessarily the stuffy country club, something out of Caddyshack. It's definitely gonna be a little bit more of a family fit and something that's really good, again, if you're a golfer or looking for that kind of thing. So just a few miles away from both Power Ranch and Seville is one of the best community amenities you're gonna find in the town of Gilbert, and that is Gilbert Regional Park. This place is absolutely amazing. So for starters, they have one of the craziest playgrounds I've ever seen. It's this huge mountain structure with all kinds of slides and climbing things coming off of it. My kiddos absolutely could play on that thing for days without getting bored. So that's a really cool amenity. Along with that, there is a splash pad that's pretty nice to beat the summer heat. They have a huge event lawn that's right next to me here. They have concerts in the park, movies in the park, and some huge festivals. So a few years ago, my wife and I came here for the 4th of July festival, and it was a blast. They had a Garth Brooks cover band. They had all kinds of bounce houses set up for the kids to play on. There were food trucks, and the fireworks display was absolutely fantastic. So this is really a fun thing that's already one of the best parks in Metro Phoenix, and it's only gonna get better. So they have plans for additional play structures for the kids, new playground, and one of the most anticipated new features is the surf park. So this has been delayed a little bit, but there's supposed to be a surf park that's going in that's gonna have a lagoon with a wave system. There's gonna be a boutique hotel, there's gonna be restaurants, there's gonna be bars. So it's really gonna be fun. Not sure when they're breaking ground on that. It was supposed to be done spring of next year, but it sounds like that's getting pushed back. But another cool feature that is on the way. So up next on our tour of Gilbert is a stop here at Santan Village. This is an open air shopping mall that is extremely popular. So you're gonna have all your mall staples, right? You're gonna have a Macy's, there's a Nordstrom Rack here, there's a Dick's Sporting Goods, all kinds of good places to spend some time and a little bit of money. Some good eateries are here as well. There's a wonderful steakhouse called Bourbon and Bones. That place is amazing. Check it out if you have not already. There's a good taco place called Salt Tacos and Tequila. There's a place called Kona Grill that's also really popular for a variety of cuisines. I'm looking forward to trying that myself. Haven't quite been there yet. And there's also a good kids play area that's actually just right over here behind me, where they have some giant indoor play structures. Your kids will go in there and spend all day. Great places for birthday parties, things like that too. There's a movie theater that's also behind me here, as well as a few things that are nearby. There's a big family entertainment center called Main Event. You're gonna have laser tag, arcade games, mini golf, all kinds of stuff that's super fun for kids, adults, pretty much anybody in between. Next door to that is another favorite, that's Top Golf. So if you've never been to Top Golf, do yourself a favor and get down there because it is really fun. Even if you've never picked up a golf club in your life, You can do the traditional driving range thing, of course, but they have games you can play, like Angry Birds, where you try to hit the ball out and knock down the imaginary thing like in the Angry Birds game. So lots of fun to be had all around the area of Santan Village. Another great benefit of living here in Gilbert. So not far from Santan Village is another one of Gilbert's premier neighborhoods. This is Morrison Ranch, and you'll see the grain silos that are sitting there behind me. Those are original to this farm. So again, just you'll notice a theme, obviously. Gilbert was a big farming town back in the day, and now a lot of subdivisions have taken the place of the old agricultural operations, but they stay pretty true to the roots, and that's kind of a cool feature of the community. So let's talk a little bit about Morrison Ranch. This place feels truly like something out of the Midwest. If you came here, one of the first things that you'd notice is the white picket fence that goes around pretty much the entire community. So it gives it that homey kind of Midwest feel. Definitely what they seem to be going for with this community. Another thing that they also have are trees, a lot of them. It's probably one of the greenest communities that you will find anywhere, not just Arizona. There's like 16,000 trees that they planted here, and it's really beautiful, especially in the spring, summer, and fall when all the trees have all the leaves on them. Tons of real grass too. So again, a lot of places have turf and have adapted to the desert. Not Morrison Ranch. They go for the real thing. So it's definitely a different feel around here, and more of that, again, kind of Midwest community. The homes here are a wide variety. You get single levels, 2 stories, some on big lots, some on not so big lots, and price points can really be all over the map. So again, truly something for everybody. And the clients that I've gotten in here in the past all raved about how friendly the people were. So they do a lot of community events. There's a big event for Halloween in the fall. There's a winter celebration. Gets people out of the house. You get to know the neighbors a little bit. And if you're coming from out of state, that's truly valuable because it helps you make friends, makes your kids friends, all good stuff. So Morrison Ranch, truly one of the better places to call home here in Gilbert. And no discussion of Gilbert would be complete without a discussion of the school system. It is renowned all over the state, really all over the country. A lot of people come here hearing about how good the Gilbert schools are, and they are fantastic. So I picked this one. This is where my kids go to school. This is Santan Charter School. We absolutely love it. My son has had such a good time here. My youngest is about to start preschool soon. And that's another benefit, is they have a pre-K Montessori program that goes along with the elementary school that's here. And this is a tuition-free charter school, so you don't have to pay for, I mean, you got to pay the tuition for the preschool. They don't give that away. But once they get through that, you actually don't get charged anything. A lot of charter schools around the country, you got to pay a good amount of money for that. Not here, so that's a wonderful thing. A lot of the charter schools in Arizona are tuition free. We also have open enrollment here, which a lot of people aren't used to. Typically, most other parts of the country, you are in a geographic area, you're in that school district, that's where your kids go. In Arizona, you actually have the choice. So long as you pick a school that has room for you, you can go anywhere you want. And that's really kind of amazing because it gives you a lot of choice when it comes to your kids' education. So lots of parents go out of district. A lot of them go right in the neighborhood that they're assigned to. Really kind of a mixed bag, but it's just kind of nice to have the freedom of choice should you want to. But again, all the schools here in Gilbert, really highly regarded. The kids always test well, gives them good access to just about any school they want. So lots of great options for your kids when it comes to the educational side. All right, so no tour of Gilbert would be complete without a trip here. This is downtown Gilbert, AKA the Heritage District. We were passing by Topo, one of my absolute favorite places to get a burrito. You will recognize it because of the goofy squirrel with the sombrero that's sitting on top of it, but it is infinitely memorable for the delicious burritos and the soft serve ice cream that comes in prickly pear. Definitely something you want to try out. Definitely a family-friendly area down here. So right over here is an area where there's kind of a little courtyard. The barbecue restaurant and Topo both kind of share that, owned by the same people. Perfect place to come and bring your kids and have a nice day for a date for mom and dad or whoever. You can actually bring the kids and it's not such a painful experience. Coming up here, we are about to walk by Whiskey Row, another super popular place owned by Dierks Bentley, the country star. So they often have live music, lots of fun stuff out here. Another good place to spend an evening. That's definitely more of a mom and dad only kind of thing. Culinary Dropout, another beautiful place. Excellent food, has yard games, things like that you can go spend your time playing. There's breweries. There is an excellent breakfast place down here called Snooze, probably my favorite breakfast place in the whole world. They have some good eggs Benedicts. You can get like a Benedict sampler that's got 3 different kinds. I really dig that. So A wonderful place to come and spend your time. Whenever we have out-of-town guests, this is typically where we come because there's something truly for everybody. All kinds of food, stuff to do. The water tower, that's kind of the famous landmark of town, is a nice little park with a splash pad underneath it, so it's a good place to come in the summertime. And there's a huge farmer's market that is open year-round. So every Saturday, you can come down here and get some fresh fruits and veggies. They have food of all kinds, I mean trinkets, anything you could ever want. It is one of the best farmers markets in all of Arizona, and that is every Saturday, year-round, even in the heat, right here in downtown Gilbert. So this is truly the place to be. I mean, people love coming down here for just about any event. They've done a wonderful job revitalizing this downtown over the years. And even on a random Tuesday while I'm filming this, there's a ton of people out and about enjoying themselves. Okay, the last stop on our tour day, Gilbert, is another favorite neighborhood of mine. This is Val Vista Lakes. So this is kind of the OG of the master plan communities. They started building this thing out in the 80s, kind of through the 90s, and so it shows its age a little bit. There are some homes that need some updating, but man alive, the ones that are updated are absolutely gorgeous. And if you're lucky enough to score one on the lake, a lot of times those come with a pontoon boat, so that is such a cool feature to be able to cruise out on that lake, take in those beautiful Arizona sunsets. It's a really attractive lifestyle, and a lot of people really like it here. The community is also really beautiful. I think that it's as green as probably any community, maybe say for Morrison Ranch, but it probably even rivals that one. It's very lush, very tropical feeling, and I just really love that about this place. So it's definitely got a cool feel. And again, I always feel good when I drive through here just because of how green it is and how they keep it looking so nice all the time. Got some good amenities. I'm just getting ready to walk by some tennis and pickleball courts. They do have a clubhouse where you can do some events and have some private meetings, whatever you need to do up there. You got a nice lap pool if you're looking to get in shape and put some laps in, you can do that there. Also have a beach lagoon, which is pretty cool, especially if you have kids. You're not going to be worried about them slipping and falling on the pool decking. It's all sandy, and so it's pretty nice gradual entry, so that's a good feature for the families who live here. Definitely is a good community. I know a couple people who live in here. They all really like it. Again, the only thing they really ever complain about is that some of the houses are a little dated. Outside of that, great community. Also in a great location, really close to downtown Gilbert. The US 60 freeway is also just over the hill, so very, very close to a lot of things when you live here in Val Vista Lakes. And so this kind of concludes our tour of Gilbert. It's a great place to live. If you have a family with kids, man, this is a tough place to beat, but it's not a good fit for everybody. That's why I ask you to reach out to me via that phone call, that text message, send me an email, or go down and schedule the Zoom call with me, because I'd like to get to know you and your situation a little bit better and see if maybe there is a better fit here in the Valley somewhere. But thank you guys so much for tagging along with me on this tour of Gilbert. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you found this content helpful, and I will be coming at you again very soon with another community tour.